nurses, midwives, nursing associates, and how to use social media and social networking sites responsibly. That's the word. Hello, welcome to the Chronicles of an African Diaspora Nurse. Today I'm looking at nurse content creators. This is not the usual video that I will do because this channel is all about giving back in terms of African diaspora, what we are doing in our host countries and what we are giving back to Africa. But I felt that this is equally a very important topic, especially if you are a nurse content creator. Doesn't matter whatever your niche is, I think is something that you need to know and be mindful of. And the reason why I'm looking at this is I've just questioned myself of late in terms of what is acceptable to post and what is not. And I'm sure that recently some of you may have seen a TikTok viral video of a nurse somewhere in America who was doing a medication round. So she was administering medication to patients and she was streaming this live on TikTok for the whole world to see. As a nurse and as a content creator, you look at this and it makes you question yourself that how am I doing? To what extent can I post stuff and where is the limit? What can be posted and what can be posted? And as nurses, wherever we are in the world, we are guided by a code of conduct. And in the UK, where I am, you have the NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council Code of Conduct. And it spells out what is expected of nurses in different domains of practice. As a nurse, we use our discretion, and I ask myself, if I'm administering medication, or even if I am delivering any type of intervention of care to a patient, whether it's in the community or in the hospital or in the home or wherever it is, would I live stream it to show to everybody? What is even going on in somebody's mind at that time to make that decision to do this? It kind of, brings the whole issue back on nurses using our discretion and professional judgment. So what I did, I went to look at the policy. So I'm going to read through it if you haven't looked at it already. Yes, let's use our discretion when posting stuff online. I know that we can post things in terms of our work, in terms of healthcare practice, content that will benefit other people, and most nurse YouTubers are doing that. But there's the line that you don't cross. We need to use our discretion and sometimes common sense. This is the NMC guidance on using social media responsibly. And this is the Nursing and Midwifery Council, United Kingdom. So this page just explains what the council is about and just talks about the fact that they are an independent regulator for nurses, midwives, and nursing associates. It just goes on to say, we want to encourage openness and learning among healthcare professionals to improve care and keep the public safe. On the occasions when something goes wrong and people are at risk, we can take steps in to investigate and take action, giving patients and families a voice as we do so. It then states on the following page that the guidance should be read together with the Code of Professional Standards of Practice and Behavior for Nurses, Midwives, and Nursing Associates. And it says this guidance is not intended to cover every social media situation that you may face. However, it sets out broad principles to enable you to think through issues and act professionally, ensuring public protection at all times. The next page continues to stress the fact that social networking sites can offer several benefits for nurses, midwives, nursing associates, and students. And these include building and maintaining professional relationships, establishing or accessing nursing and midwifery support networks, and being able to discuss specific issues, interests, research, and clinical experiences with other healthcare professionals globally, and being able to access resources for continuing professional development. And it states that this document provides guidance for nurses, midwives, nursing associates on how to use social media and social networking sites responsibly, that's the word, and in line with the requirements of the code. This page specifies all the actions that can be classified as being irresponsible or posting irresponsibly on social media. So it reads, use all forms of spoken, written, and digital communication, including social media and networking sites, responsibly. Nurses, midwives, and nursing associates may put their registration at risk, and students may jeopardize their ability to join our register if they act in any way that is unprofessional or unlawful on social media, including but not limited to, and it lists all the actions: sharing confidential information inappropriately, posting pictures of patients and people receiving care without their consent, posting inappropriate comments about patients, bullying, intimidating, or exploiting people, building or pursuing relationships with patients or service users, stealing personal information or using someone else's identity, encouraging violence or self-harm, and inciting hatred or discrimination. And it goes on to say that if you are aware that another nurse, midwife, or nursing associate has used social media in any of these ways, it might be helpful to refer to our guidance on raising concerns. Now, when it comes to NMC, we have the code of practice. We have various sections. So we have prioritize people, practice safely, preserve safety, and promote professionalism and trust. It talks about prioritizing people means you treat people with kindness, respect, and compassion. So as a nurse, midwife, or nursing associate, you owe it a duty of confidentiality to all those who are receiving care. I'm just reading the headlines. So when it comes to practice effectively, the next page, it talks about always practice in line with the best available evidence. As a nurse, midwife, or nursing associate, you have a responsibility to ensure that any information or advice that you provide via social media is evidence-based and correct to the best of your knowledge. You should not discuss anything that does not fall within your level of competence, and you should avoid making general comments that could be considered inaccurate. And it goes on to maintain effective communication with colleagues. You must work cooperatively with your colleagues, and this includes communicating in an appropriate way when you use social media. We go to the next section, which is preserve safety. And it says, act without delay if you believe that there is a risk to patient safety or public protection. The other point is promote professionalism and trust. And under that, it says, stay objective and have clear professional boundaries at all times with people in your care, including those who have been in your care in the past, their families, and carers. Be informed. Think before you post. Protect your professionalism and your reputation, and make sure that you familiarize yourself with how individual social media applications work and be clear about the advantages and disadvantages. So let's go back to the beginning, and this is a very important point, which states that as the nature and scope of social media is constantly evolving, we will review this guidance as necessary and reapply the principles of the code to new situations that emerge. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the content, kindly give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's hear your views in the comment section. Till I see you in the next one, take care.